Hello, welcome to episode 7 of the Knitting Nirvana video podcast. Today is Monday, December 13th. Yeah, the holidays are fast approaching, and fortunately I'm not moving quite as quickly with my planned projects, but oh well, they'll get done eventually. This will be a two-parter. The second part I'm going to save for the projects I'm working on for my parents. By the way, that's my dog. He's drinking. Sorry if you can hear that. He's not at all quiet or neat. He's a retired racing greyhound. And that clicking that you probably hear is him walking around the kitchen floor, so sorry. And here he comes. So anywho, the second part will include my parents' Christmas presents, so Mom, don't watch the second part. And I started doing some sewing, so I'll include that in there because there are several people who have asked. You want to have a little cameo? Look, hold on. Let's see if you can see him. Wait, come this way. He's like, what are you doing to me? Yeah, he's a good boy. This is Bentley. He's a retired racing greyhound. So, anywho, sewing, sorry. So some people have requested that I show some of my sewing stuff, and I'd love to. I have a quilt in progress, but I know some of you couldn't care less, and so that's why I'm going to put it in the second part, so you don't have to bother watching that part if you're not interested in it, and I'll save it to the end. I'll do my parents' Christmas presents first, and then the sewing for the very end, so that way if you're really not interested, you really can just turn me off. All right, so what I've been up to. My son, as you know, is in preschool. So I decided this is the first time I've ever had to make any sort of anything for teachers or do anything for gifts for teachers. So I decided to go searching through my my stash, and I picked out a Debbie Bliss, I believe it's cashmerino. Yes, cashmerino super chunky. So it's merino, cashmere, and something else. 55% merino, 33% microfiber, whatever microfiber is, and 12% cashmere. And he's got two regular teachers. There's a third one that kind of floats according to if she's needed. So this is a cowl. I did a search through Ravelry, just looked and looked and looked for bulky or super bulky weight yarns. This is a bulky. Read a ton of patterns and then just kind of winged it. So I'm sure I stole aspects from all different patterns, but I don't know who to credit for which parts. If you go to my Ravelry page, you'll see exactly what I did. I wrote it in the notes. So I basically cast on 50 some odd stitches, enough to get it all the way around on a size 15 circular needle. I think it's a 16-inch needle. All the way around, so it's like 53 stitches maybe. And then joined it in the round, and then I knit two together to join it so that I didn't have to worry about any kind of little hole or anything. I did 3 rows of seed stitch, and then I knit till I kind of felt like I might run out of yarn, and then I did, I wanted to do 3 more rows of seed stitch. I did 2, then I started binding off, and I've got 9 stitches left before I ran out of yarn. Yeah, it's fabulous. So, that happened yesterday. I was a little annoyed, but luckily in the stash I found the exact same thing. Yay! So I will bind that off and weave in the ends. And then for his other teacher, I'm going to make the same thing, but in kind of it's like a camel-y light beige brown color. It is color number 16015. So yeah, that tells a lot, huh? So those need to be packaged up and ready to go Friday morning, because they'll be 17th is his last day of preschool before the holidays. So those are moving right along in nice, easy, quick knits, which are always a good thing. And then I've got a whole bunch of that super chunky yarn. Bentley's really interested in this, apparently. I don't think he ever shows me this much attention, ever. Anywho, so I have all different, I've got purple and blue. I bought all of these Saratoga Needle Arts forever and a day ago. There's a pink, I believe half off. Now he's circling. Hopefully he's going to be laying down. Gray, red, good boy, lay down. Hold on, there's more. So anyhow, these are all going to be those hats that I'd mentioned before for nieces and nephews. Green, another green. Kind of a yellowy, goldy green, and then pink, oops, the label came right off. And brown, chocolate brown. And then I'll have some of that blue and beige left over as well. So somehow, whether I end up striping them or whether one skein's enough to actually do a hat and then trim it in another color, I don't know. But one way or another, it'll all work out. I don't celebrate the holiday with the nieces and nephews until sometime the week between Christmas and New Year, so that gives me a lot of extra time. So that's not one of those like, oh my God, gotta get it done. Then my son's birthday was Thursday. He turned 3. It's so weird because it seems like I can't remember life without him. Like we've always had him. He's always been here. But it seems like just yesterday he was just a teeny tiny baby. I don't know. It's so surreal. So for him, I started out delusionally thinking that I would knit this for him for his birthday. And then as it got closer and I decided, well, if I miss his birthday, Christmas is next, so I'll hit it for one or the other. And quite honestly, kids get so much for Christmas that if he gets it afterwards, he's not going to care. He'll love it. This is the fish hat from Knitty, the not wanted, dead or alive. That's Bon Jovi. Something, fish hat, dead or alive, or something like that, depending on how you make the eyes, whether it's alive or dead. My child's fish hat will be alive. 3-year-old dead fish, or a dead fish on a 3-year-old's head doesn't quite seem right to me. But anyhow, so this is the mouth. This is all Vanna's Choice, Lion Brand, cheap. This is like the baby version. It's a little softer. And then the other colors are just the plain regular ones. All but the red I got at Ocean State's Job Lots, which is, like a really discount store. I don't remember how much they were, like $1.50 or $2 for these great big giant skeins. So, being a mom having kids, thought, well, this seems like a really great deal. It's all machine washable, and chances are they're going to outgrow it fairly quickly. So even if it doesn't wear well, it doesn't really matter. Because, it is some sort of an acrylic yarn. I did do the softer yarn to be on his head. So when he wears it, this is actually on his head, and then you can see the fish shaping. So this is the lips, which I just think is so funny. You do short rows here to do the shaping, and then you kind of keep decreasing. And I changed colors according to the decreases. The pattern says you can change colors whenever you want, but I just thought it was easy to do it that way. So besides the light green lips, it's red, like a medium blue, and like a dark, almost hunter green, just striped randomly. And then I'm done with the first part. The first part of the decreasing. Now I'll be doing the tail. So you do one half the tail over here, and the other half the tail over here, and you do something, I don't know, it works its magic. And then he'll have a fin up here and a fin down here, and it should be pretty funny. I think he'll get a big kick out of it. And I think I'm going to do, I've got, if I know where they are, these huge bright yellow buttons that I have, that I think I might do those for eyes. I thought that might be cute. But yeah, he wanted a pet fish. He's not getting a pet fish. His grandparents did buy him for his birthday, like a little fake fish tank thing that he thinks is wonderful. So between the fish hat and the fake fish tank nightlight thing, that's as close as he's getting to a fish. So I hope he enjoys. Also on that, I'm following Earthio's modifications from Ravelry. I'll be sure to link to her. She did did some toddler modifications that I'm using, which I'm really liking so far. Now in the next minute, I'm going to quickly go through some patterns that I recently got. It's a crochet pattern with 3 different weights of yarn to make 3 different styles of bags. And the weights are, and by the way, it says that the whole thing is using single crochet and an F crochet hook, which I thought was pretty interesting. The weights that you can use are fingering or sport. And there's a third one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just fingering or sport. But anyhow, the directions don't change according to the weight of yarn you use. You just, get a bigger or smaller bag, which I thought was interesting. Then I picked up these little snugs. They're supposed to be like Uggs, but they're little snugs. Fiber Trends, I love their felted clogs. I saw these little felted ballet slippers and thought they were cute. And then Knitting Pure and Simple, a little ballet cardigan, girls' ballet cardigan. Because, by the way, we had the ultrasound last week, and we are having a girl, so we'll have a boy and a girl. So I'm starting to think of knitting all sorts of fun girl things. Hold that thought.